way out of the frame.
Can we smoke cigs in here?
Sure, if you want.
Are you serious?
I don't give a shit. You're sitting in front of the king too. He smokes cigs.
Is he?
He rolls his own cigs.
Oh, he's Jared Simpson.
So I'm here with Adrian and Prince. Tell them what you do.
What do I do? So
The age-old question.
I guess I take photos. Do that. What else do I do? I teach baseball lessons as like my source of income right now. So
Right.
I like doing that. But yeah, what I like to do is taking photographs.
Cool. I'm next. All right. Currently, I work at Michelle's. But I also do photography on the side. Kind of starting a business, but just kind of it's much more fun if you're just doing it for fun. So
Right.
you know.
Local photographers, there aren't many of those around here. Or young ones at least.
No, there's not.
I mean, you're looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, we're like the three.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel any pressure from that? From
No.
that, or
It's nice because there are so few.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
do you feel like you have any kind of advantage being a young photographer in a small town?
There's tons of opportunity, for sure.
Yeah, like I mean,
There's a lot of opportunity here. I mean,
as far as like me, I have to. I don't know. I mean, if I just want to be I want to be the best photographer, period. But like, as far as like local competition goes, like if you live in LA, there's other great photographers moving to LA, and there's other great photographers already there.
Yeah.
Where here, you know, I think the community here will only grow due to like just like the culture of like big cities and like what's going on in our nation. And I don't know, there's not too many people seeking this place who are photographers and that like want to move somewhere else. So I don't know, whoever's here will like be here, but like I don't think anyone's gonna like move in here. I don't think like Joe Greer is gonna move to Clarion.
Right. I've had thoughts about moving away, but I don't know. I love this town.
Me too.
you know, the connections are more valuable in a
Yeah.
small town than you can move to a city, have no connections. It's going to be a lot tougher.
I've grown
based off of
connections
that,
here and in Pittsburgh. And in Pittsburgh they pay, like they have money, but then
Yeah.
like I just love the community here and where I live,
Right.
and it feels like home to anyone.
Right. And you're not even from here.
No, aren't you guys from here? Are you from here?
Yeah, we're both from
We
here.
went to high school.
High school.
Where at?
graduated together.
Clarion.
Like Clarion High School,
High
right
school.
there.
Yep.
We just been here.
Yeah, I thought you were
Yeah,
from like
forever.
Pittsburgh.
No, I'm from here.
So, what made the decision to stay here for college?
Cheap.
Money.
Money? Okay, fair enough.
I did go away for
Oh
a year and a half, actually.
Where?
Harding University in Arkansas, actually. And then I didn't like it. And it also cost money.
Right.
And all of my college debts from that. Now I'm back here. You know, it was better to just finish it here. So I didn't even know what I wanted to do, but I was spending all that money. So it's like, what was the point if I didn't even know what I was gonna do?
When did you guys first get into photography?
This dude talked me into it like 4 years ago. I was playing baseball, and frankly, just didn't really care about it anymore. I loved it in high school, tried it in college, it was fine, and then this dude was just like, "Yo, come take photographs." So I just said, "Sure."
With Leo.
Yeah, and Leo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
Leo.
Leo. Leo started
I
it.
know.
Leo's good.
Leo's the best. Leo's the best of us.
Leo's S tier. He just chooses
Leo's
not
the
to
best
shoot.
of us, and he just doesn't shoot.
He could really be something in the photography community.
Yeah, he's
You
actually.
hear that, bro?
He's actually on a.
Yeah.
He's actually on a different level. Leo, you're on a different level.
He is. I don't know
And
what
we
it
know
is.
it.
It's something about the way he edits. He knows something we don't or something.
He will never tell us his secrets. I swear.
There probably aren't any secrets. He probably doesn't even see them as that good.
He's probably like, "Yo, just buy Peter McKinnon presets, man."
Is that what he does?
I don't think so. I hope not. I hope he doesn't. Can you imagine if I lied and said this guy? No, he
Tell all
doesn't.
his clients he does
Leo
that.
doesn't take his own pictures, actually.
So you guys are also into music.
That's more of his
I
side.
like-
I'm.
Yeah, I mean, probably my intro to video is like music videos and things like that. And I there's one kid who I'm talking to. He's trying to start. This isn't Crow. This Jordan kid. And he's like, he asked me for advice on what he should do to like market his stuff, and like how he should like roll things out, like an album, things like that. And I'm not like I didn't study this, but like I've done it with Crow and like my other friends a lot. So I like doing that stuff. I like working with people in music because they're very talented people who know very little about business things and things like that. And I mean, I don't really care for all the business stuff either,
Not that
but
they know very little.
Yeah,
they just don't care.
They just don't
you
care.
don't want to deal with that
exactly.
yourself.
Why would you?
Yeah, you just want to make music. Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm familiar with that stuff, so it kind of fits right along with that.
The music industry is super oversaturated, kind of like photography.
Yeah.
Especially rap. You want to get into rap. I don't think there's any specific way to get into it, and really like it depends what your definition of success is, but rap now someone's about to take over. You guys probably aren't a big fan.
It's the biggest genre in the world. Yeah.
Bobby Shmurda just getting out of prison.
Yeah.
Hey,
we're here to talk about that.
Back.
I'm so excited for this,
dude.
Like
he's gonna drop. I mean, what are we all gonna do? So what are your plans for when he drops? Because I know my plans.
Probably just work on music for me.
I'm gonna drive straight to my friend Jared's house, and I'm gonna drink heavily. That's exactly what I'm doing when Bobby Shmurda releases.
I don't know many people around here who listen to him. Like when I was living in Baltimore City when I was listening to him, so like all my friends there. But he's just gonna bring the rawness back to rap, because that's not really. There's very few rappers who have the true rawness without being fake about it.
Right.
Well, I don't know.
You gotta listen to Griselda.
Who's that?
Okay. They're like a crew.
A crew?
There's I have to send you music. But yeah, it's exciting. I told it, yeah.
Do you want to be a producer or
no?
You want to be behind the camera?
Oh, behind the camera.
Making music videos.
Yeah, making music videos, things like that.
I like that for now, but eventually I want to be like a director. I don't want to be behind the camera forever. I don't see myself being behind the camera forever. It's fun right now, but like I'm working with Letizia, and so I get to record her Friday.
Yeah, you showed her. She's a great singer. Yeah.
Best I ever heard. She's like Beyonce. I swear. So what else do you guys do around here for fun?
Only take pictures.
You guys take pictures?
We hang out at the studio.
Which one?
The studio.
AKA my mom's attic.
You guys have a studio there.
Made it really nice.
Is that where you do your photography?
It's kind of like where we're starting to do all of our work from. Yeah. Yeah.
It's cool.
Pretty nice.
We're there more than his mom is, honestly.
Yeah.
Where do you see your business now that you turned it into a business? Where do you want it to go?
I mean, I went. Oh, that's a good question. Where do I want it to go? I eventually want to be able to educate people on how to do it, because it's like photography as a whole. It seems very accessible, right? But really, it's not. If you really want to take like good images, you need a camera like that or something, and it's like thousands of dollars. Not everyone has access to that stuff, like, I mean, there's a lot of poor people that I'm sure would love to get their hands on a camera, and I think it'd be really cool to do something like small town here, and you do like sort of like train people who can't, like, who don't have the opportunity to do that. I think it'd be really cool to educate them on how to do that. I mean, we shoot with the film cameras a lot, and I think that would also be awesome to teach people, because it's like, that's the original, like, that's how photography was originally done. Right. And it's like, there's a whole process to it that people don't really appreciate right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm not saying it's like better, but it's like, that's how you really appreciate the process if you're really trying to get into it. And I think it's just like, there's a lot of photographers, there's a lot of photography, but I think that, there's still a lot of people that don't have access to it anymore. So I think it'd be really cool to be able to teach people, provide them with that opportunity.
I think all photographers should start with film. I know I didn't, but I wish I did.
Yeah.
Because when I first started, appreciate the camera. I just kind of hopped into things because
Right.
I had
sure.
connections and I worked with the professional boxers, but I ended up not even liking that.
Yeah, well, and it's like that's what like. I mean, that's starting from the very base, the bare minimum basics, you know. So you're like, there's so many more things to think about than just like pointing your camera and shooting it. And I think that's made me way better than what I was for sure. You know,
I think
it's so much more methodical. You know.
Yeah. So I started out on a little. What is it? The Olympus.
Olympus.
So
yeah.
it's like
camera.
a little like the mom cameras from like the early 2000s. They're digital. But yeah, it has like the big zoom.
Right.
And, like I started on that, and like I started with a very small. It was like a 4 gigabyte card. Like they don't even make them anymore. And I would take photos on that, and like it has something to do because like it's not a film camera where it's super limited, but I was like pretty limited as far as like the look goes, and like all I had was just like I had the zoom, and like I didn't have much space.
Right.
So like I had to like compose shots like carefully. And I don't think I'd be as good if I just like picked up like a big full frame DSLR and just had everything and didn't know how to use it. And I think I would be even better if I started out on film, especially with like composing images, knowing the process, appreciating just something that can take a picture before like just getting the result right away and seeing if I'm happy with it. But yeah, I agree. I think it's, in my opinion, probably the most healthy way to start photography because you're not just like looking at social media right away. You're like, oh my gosh, how do I develop?
Right. Yeah.
How do I actually make a picture? You know.
You're not really worried about the likes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made that mistake
because you're worried about like you actually have to love it. You know what I mean? Because if you're just like screw this, like I just want to take pictures, then you just take pictures on film, which is fine.
Yeah.
Which is like better than some cameras. So.
Yeah.
Those new iPhones
are
amazing.
better.
Yeah.
The only thing they don't compare it to are the high-end cameras. But other than that, you have a
a
low-end Canon.
Bokeh and stuff with it. Basically,
Yeah.
that's about it. I mean, my iPhone shoots 4K. My camera doesn't even shoot 4K. So
Yeah.
Shoots stuff on the.
This only does 4K at 24 frames a second. So
it's crazy.
That's the same as the iPhone,
insane.
right?
I think the iPhone can do 60.
iPhone might be better because
Yeah.
this doesn't do 120 frames per second. I wish it did.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then also, I think like if you want to do videography, I think you should also start with photography.
Yeah.
'Cause I know some really good videographers suck at photography.
Yeah.
But it's never the other way around.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
never
you know
the
what?
other way around.
We talked. I forget who we were talking about this, and like which is harder, like photography or videography.
It's the same thing.
Like,
go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know. Which is harder?
Well,
That's tough. I
it'll
think
depend on the person.
photography, depending on certain scenarios, you know, like you just have one frame to capture one moment, but a video you can, you know, like.
There's a lot more to video for sure.
Yeah, there's a
Video
lot
also
to
has
it.
like an audio aspect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm just hopping into videography like seriously, and it's just so much work when you want to create something for a client, and then when you don't like it, it's the worst because you feel like the client also thinks it sucks.
Right.
But
You could
most
be
people
wrong,
are like,
right.
"Yeah, this is amazing," and you're like,
I'm like, you're fucking lying.
"Yeah, you're lying."
I'm thinking in my head that they're lying.
Yeah.
It's the hardest thing.
I think photographers going into videography have an advantage, like how wrestlers going into UFC have an advantage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
know
kind
the
of it's like a
basics.
very
right.
You have like the basics down on like because you can take okay. So I've worked with people who are videographers and they're very good at video. Okay. But I've never actually seen them take a photo. You know what I mean? Like they don't even like post anything. They don't, they just like, it's like unfamiliar ground for them, which is like, it's fine. Like they're great at video, but it's interesting to see that kind of trend. Now that you have me thinking about it, I'm like, oh, like I know these videographers I know like don't shoot photos. You know,
Right.
a lot of photographers I know also shoot video. So.
And they're pretty successful.
And they're pretty good.
Yeah.
And I think it's like, cause like a lot of the videographers, like I don't have a clue about audio. I don't have a clue about, like I want to learn more about lighting. That's my number one thing with videography that I want to get better at is like setting up lighting. And, the videographers know how to do that for the most part very well. But where photographers, I think, come into play is like the composition.
Yep.
Mainly, I think a huge. You know, I don't. Yeah, I just think if you start photography first, and you go into video, you're gonna at least be good at composing the shot. You know. You're
gonna be.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna be setting up your shots like you said with a photo, so it's like just a moving picture, which is what it actually is. But you know, it's more of a moving picture type.
Yeah.
Probably response.
Let me adjust my chair.
You're sitting on your drone.
Yeah. I'm not even worried about it. No, it's not my drone. It's my stabilizer case. But the stabilizer isn't in there. Because you have to set it up a certain way, the way it came. And that was too much work, so.
Yeah.
That's not our sponsor. This is our sponsor. PG.
Sponsored
This
by
water
PG.
does taste different.
Hey, it's good.
I just drink the water out of my sink, so I don't know.
That's a great gift.
I haven't died yet. I'm super basic, as you can see by my room. There's nothing special about it.
Hey, look at Ed. Ed likes it.
Ed, in my opinion, is the best artist of our generation. He just turned 30. I think 30 under counts as our generation.
I don't even know.
It's only 30. That's crazy.
He just turned 30. That counts. I think 30 counts for our generation. I think 21,
Yeah,
30,
that's pretty close.
22, 30.
It's
Who
close.
do you guys think is the best artist
gosh.
overall of
Don't
our
ask- don't
our
ask me
generation?
that.
I'll have to look at my phone. I don't know.
Music.
Music-wise?
Yeah.
Music. I'm musically challenged. I cannot I can't remember people or names.
Well,
of
it's weird
songs.
because like the
I
rap.
think. Oh, go ahead.
Because I like rap, but I like I like the Lil Babies of the world, the Bobby Shmurdas of the world. The people don't think they're good, but then I like Ed Sheeran, maybe Taylor Swift sometimes. But
Greatest artist.
like overall, who do you think?
I'd say so. Greatest artist. Okay, so I have two. So the first one, I'll answer your music one. As far as like, I don't know how old he is, but I think JPEG Mafia's up there with what he's doing with music right now. And then artists in general would probably be Alex Stroll for me. I don't know if you follow him on Instagram. He's a photographer. You should know
really
him.
good.
He's like, so basically, he can shoot anything, any style. He knows what he's doing. But what he did was like he brought photography to like the forefront of Instagram, and like he's huge.
I'll look him up right
on
now.
there. And he was like an early Instagram person, and he brought like the lifestyle photography kind of vibe that you see now like every day, and made it extremely popular. But he's like, he's like the best at it too. So
Alex Stroll, Quiet Moments of Adventure. Does Instagram really pop? That's one thing I don't think my Instagram pops at all. Because I post a lot of different shit, and I don't know. I like this guy.
Yeah, he's right. I mean, look at the
He's
light
really
stuff
good.
right there.
Yeah, I like
look,
this.
look at that lighting.
Stuff's
How do you
really
even
good.
get that? Like, crazy.
Definitely some.
But I'd say he's up
post-production
there. Those
in
are just two that come to mind. I know there's probably, but our generation is tough. That's a tough answer.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
think
tough
every
question.
generation is special in a way. They have their own strengths.
I was just listening to JPEG Mafia, so he just came to mind first.
I literally cannot think of a single artist right now. I'm
Think of an artist.
I'm blanking.
What kind of music do you listen to? You put on headphones. What are you listening to?
What am I listening to right now? Puma Blue. Don't know if you've heard of him. Kind
No.
of British indie. He's really good. He's released a new album. He's really good.
Yeah, you'd like
Who else do I listen to? Listen to Beethoven a lot right now.
Beethoven.
Yeah. Jeez. Beethoven.
Wow.
Yeah, quite a bit.
That's
Slow
that's
Tie's new
intense.
album was really good.
Slow
Listen
Tie's
to Slow
good.
Tie.
Oh,
The-
best artist, Bong Joon-ho. Oh,
Director.
movie director.
Amazing director. yeah.
Amazing.
I thought the best film was The Joker.
You like that? I thought no, it's very
cinematically. Like I don't whatever the movies,
Yeah.
whatever people don't like the Joker, but
no, it's
I
good.
thought behind the cameras they were genius.
It didn't deserve the hate.
I don't understand.
I
It's
don't
a good
understand
movie.
the hate it got. It was a
People
good movie.
people hate that it's a different Joker, but like he died. They have to move on.
Yeah.
People don't like that it's a different Joker. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
I mean, I also didn't think it was. I didn't think it was like when people watched. The first time I watched it, I wasn't like, that was amazing.
I think they wanted more killing.
It was good. Though.
yeah, they wanted
It was
more.
good.
They wanted.
It was the
what do we know the
story.
Joker as? Heath Ledger. Okay, and The Dark Knight is like this. Like, I mean, it's an incredible film. So if you're
Actually-
expecting it to be just like The Dark Knight, that'd be stupid. Because if you try to remake The Dark Knight, it's gonna be terrible. So, I like what Todd Phillips did with the Joker. Is he kept it slow, looked at the character.
They
And
rewinded. That's what they did.
Yeah,
How he became the Joker, and
I liked it a lot too. Technically great film. Like the sounds in it are great. It's like the audio in it's really good, and it looks really pretty. The lighting in it is incredible.
I'd like to get in on the process, just be behind the camera of like a good movie like that.
Mm-hmm. There's like the anatomy of a scene. There's on YouTube you can look
They
up
break
like,
them down.
Todd Phillips Jokers. Yeah, those are cool.
Like
Those are really
1917. I watched the breakdown of
Crazy.
that.
Yeah.
I saw they did like the day to night. I didn't know that was the thing. You shoot in the day and then you make it look like night in post production.
Huh, no.
So that the lighting's perfect. You didn't know that? They do that in films. When it's nighttime, it's really daytime.
Oh yeah, for a lot, and then they just like color grade it, and it's like night.
Night.
Yeah.
It looks
Or
so
it's, like,
perfectly.
darker, or, like-
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's people's. I mean it's someone's job to just be a colorist. You know, it's like really crazy.
And in
Color science
1917,
is really wild.
So
Yeah.
they did like the whole one shot thing.
Oh yeah, that's
Like they did never stop shooting unless
Yeah.
like they stopped shooting twice in that 2-hour film.
That's a great film to look at, like actual equipment. Like if you want to talk about just like camera equipment, that's like the prime film to do that. Because Roger Deakins, who shot that movie, like he says like this movie would not be possible to make if cameras were any bigger. And he is like the mini
Yeah.
Harry Alexa.
Alexa, yeah. And he's just like, we just kind of threw this camera around, and like there's no other camera that he could shoot that film with.
Because they had to pass it off to the cranes and like people were catching it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You can't do that with a huge camera because you have to have it on stabilizers.
And you can't. And if you couldn't do that on actual film, like it's something that has to be digital.
Yeah.
Which is cool because, like, it's crazy to me that like I don't know if you know Christopher Nolan, director. Have you ever watched Inception?
Yeah.
Like he shoots like some of these they're like huge blockbuster action films, and he shoots like half of it on digital and half of it on film, which is like he shot Tenet partially of it on film. I'm like, how does he
I think he
entirely?
shoots the whole thing. He's a purist. Yeah. He shoots all.
He,
of his,
okay.
He shoots all of his movies on film, and his effects are practical, which is crazy because when they're fighting in the hotel in Inception, that is actually a huge rig on wheels, and they spun it, and the actors had to literally like do all of that in this actual like built hotel.
Like they were literally throwing Joseph Gordon-Levitt around.
Yeah, like it's literally actually spinning the whole time, like an amusement park ride type deal. It's insane. It's really the craziest thing, but I mean, it's worth it. That's great. It's really crazy. You have to look at the behind the scenes of that movie. It's really nuts.
Those producers don't get enough credit for what they do. People just look at the actors and like, they're definitely underpaid too. I'd bet.
That's a huge thing in the industry. Is like you have someone who lights a scene, or you have like the cinematographer who's definitely paid very well, but then you have the people who actually like are doing it. Like the person that has the idea to do it gets paid very well, but the people who end up doing it and setting everything up do not get paid well. And they also have great input. You know what I mean? Like the cinematographers couldn't do it without the input of.
So extremely difficult to get to any of the involved in any of actual like blockbuster movies. You have to be part of like unions and all this garbage, and
those probably just rip you off too.
Yeah,
you have to know people too.
Everyone's related. Yeah, it's so creepy.
Yeah, it's like to get into like
so
these.
Creepy.
I forget what it's like. It's some union. You have to like be a part of it to actually work on like Hollywood movie sets, but it's like you have to get like confirmed into it. So it's just you just got to know somewhat.
It's
or
very
enough
culty.
people. Yeah,
It's
is.
super
It
culty,
really is.
yeah.
It's really
But-
strange.
I hear that's just how LA is in general.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go to LA.
Not living there.
I like to visit. I'd go there
Yeah.
for work.
I'd go there to visit and
I would
shoot.
live there.
I don't want to live there.
I would have went there if I would have kept working with the boxers.
Yeah.
Because Floyd Mayweather's mansion is there.
The boxer thing was cool. I was like, yo, look at this guy.
I don't like boxing though. I like the UFC. That's where the real fighters are.
Yeah.
Maybe if like the
Boxing
old,
has that classic feel though.
if the old school boxers were still in
Yeah,
it,
I feel like I think they tried to bring back boxing on like like NBC and stuff, and it just was not exciting. You're just
And I think the YouTubers, Mike Tyson claims the YouTubers are making it better, but
Making what?
boxing better.
like,
You know how
like Logan Paul or
They're
fighting
making
some-
boxing better.
he thinks it's bringing in more people, and I guess it is
I mean,
kind
it
of,
is.
but,
Yeah.
I don't know. If it's making it better.
But
But
not
it's
the-
bringing more people.
but not in
Yeah.
a good way because people are hating it, and they just want to see. I don't know.
That's funny.
I hate the YouTube boxing thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't care. Like I heard Logan Paul knocked some guy out. Is that?
Well, no, Jake Paul knocked
Jake Paul.
a former NBA player out, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
But
There's people starving in the streets.
Oh, it was for charity.
Oh, was it?
It was for
Oh,
charity.
okay, great. So there's
So
less
it's alright.
people
Yeah.
in the
I
streets.
don't think that was a charity. No, they took all the money.
Oh man.
But yeah, there's these YouTubers. They're basically coming into the professional boxing world,
Mhm.
but they're not actually fighting professional boxers. They're fighting other YouTubers who also claim. So like so now Jake Paul's like an undefeated professional boxer, but not really.
Right.
And now he's about to
Professional.
fight former wrestler Ben Askren in the boxing ring.
Right.
What? I don't know about that.
That's
That's
crazy.
You guys
hilarious.
know who Ben Askren is?
Yeah.
Sounds really familiar.
Well,
Ben Askren just wrestled JB. I don't know,
A
like
year and
last year, or
year
something
and a half
like a
ago,
year.
about.
Yeah. But yeah, he was a wrestler.
Hmm.
Who did he wrestle for again?
I don't know.
He's gonna fight Jake Paul.
He hasn't wrestled. It's been like 11 years.
Yeah,
since
it's been a
he
while,
wrestled.
but I forget who he wrestled for in college. And was it Minnesota? I want to say. I don't know.
He got destroyed by JB.
Yeah,
Everybody
he
knew it was
did.
gonna happen. But
Yeah.
Shout out to him for
It was fun.
taking the
It was
competition.
fun.
And then he got knocked out and quit the UFC.
Yep.
He was one of those people who looked up CTE and got scared.
Yeah.
Apparently, if you played a year or more of like varsity high school football, you have CTE or some sort of CTE.
Well, that's not good. I played
That's
four.
not good.
You played 4 years, really? What position?
I played football. How many years I played football? I played all through
You
high school.
always played.
I always played football.
What position?
Wide receiver. Quarterback and then wide receiver.
Let me.
He's just you when you were 17, and you're just him when he was 17.
Who, Jake Paul?
I said, because, yeah, because Prince, wrestle, like we wrestle, and now Prince doing YouTube. He's just the
Switching
inverse
back,
Jake
I'm
Paul.
inverse.
I did see you were doing YouTube. What was
Yeah.
your idea behind that?
I mean, I'm just gonna. I don't know. I'm just trying to post consistent stuff. It's just another film photography channel. I mean, I hope it's not just another one
Jeez,
to
why
people.
don't you
but,
play
like,
it down?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's
Yeah,
good.
don't
I'm
go
sorry.
to
It's
it.
good.
I'm gonna downplay it because I'm not gonna be that confident in it. But yeah, it's gonna be
He makes good stuff.
weekly Thursdays film photography videos. It's basically just he's usually filming. We just go out and shoot and then just talk about some different cameras, some weird cameras I thrifted, different film types, all that stuff. Teach people some
just
stuff.
knowledge?
If I can
Yeah.
teach people some stuff, I mean, but it's more like, I mean, I'm not sitting there and like telling you every little thing about it, but more just like showing you like, this is what this can do. You don't need to spend, $2,000 on an old film camera if you can just, get one for $1, and it's
Right.
gonna give you pretty similar results, and it's not about the camera, so.
YouTube is the way to go when
It's
it comes
fun.
to knowledge.
It is fun. Yeah, that's how I learn everything. I feel.
Because no one really wants to sit in a classroom anymore. Like, they do it, but, like, they're not actually paying
Nah,
attention.
it's not the same. Yeah. It's like you can be a little more hands on with YouTube strange way, you know, just literally follow someone step by step doing the same thing.
People always ask me if I studied photography in college.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I did not.
I went to YouTube University for photography.
Exactly.
Yeah.
YouTube's where I learned everything.
Yeah.
And all my videography now I'm learning through YouTube.
Why pay for it?
It's all free.
Yeah,
it's all free.
Useless paying for it.
I want to work for a university one day, hopefully. And I don't think they're going to require a degree.
No.
I hope
think
not.
so. I don't think anyone's going to
Is your work good? It's a great industry because you're like, okay, how's your work?
Yeah.
Like, I don't, like, what have you been? It doesn't matter where you've been.
It's not like,
it's like,
what was
okay,
your
what do you
GPA?
make? Yeah, whatever. It has nothing to do with what you make.
I mean, yeah, at that point, you're probably making good enough content for them to contact you.
Yeah.
Not the other way around, you know. They're just like, hey, we need someone. Your work looks really good.
Yeah.
Please work for us.
That's what I'm trying to do
That's
here
how you do it.
with Clarion University. I like working with them, but I want to work for other universities too. I'm a big fan of Clarion. We just can't make as much money as I want to around here, and then I don't know. I want to work with different teams out there. Like I like working with like good teams who are like making a pump up video for someone who's winning is awesome.
Right.
That's the reality of it. You can't make a pump up video for someone who's losing.
Yeah.
You can't.
True.
That's why I love the volleyball.
You should challenge yourself.
No.
You should go find a losing team.
I mean,
and
it's
make,
easy.
Make like
Yeah.
0-15, and then all of a sudden they have this. They have this highlight reel.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's easy to make a highlight reel, right? It's so easy to make, but that's why I love working with the Clarion volleyball team and the wrestling team, because they're just going at it. I'm hoping they let me go to the nationals, the wrestling team.
Oh, that'd be dope.
We might have a national champ this year.
That'd be really dope.
Greg Balsack.
Yeah.
He'll probably be ranked. He'll probably be the third or fourth seed going into it.
Oh wow.
Nice. That's really cool. Yeah, that'd be really fun. I've always wanted to go to nationals.
Clarion has.
I need to go to more matches. I went to matches throughout high school. And then I
go to them. Can we?
No, you need to be on the guest list. Well,
nice.
other than COVID, yeah.
Yeah.
I go to all the matches.
How do you get on the guest list?
Ask the each wrestler gets 2 people. So if you know someone, just be like, hey, put me on your guest list, but it depends. I mean, I get in because of my camera. That's what I love. When I went to see Ethan graduate, I wanted to see him, but I didn't have a ticket. His whole family was there. I just had my camera in my hand, just walked right by everyone. They didn't even ask any questions. I didn't take a single picture.
Just act like you know what you're doing.
Yeah. It's like if you have a clipboard.
Yeah. But yeah, Clarion hasn't seen anything great. Last year, Brock and Greg were like COVID All-Americans, and then before that, volleyball made it to the Elite 8.
Yeah.
Other than that, Clarion needs a national championship. Something like that. I don't know. What do you think Clarion needs in general? Like the town, the university?
The town?
The town?
The university?
You're talking about two separate
I think they all go hand in hand.
Ooh.
Really?
I think they should. I think they don't go hand in hand, but I think they should go hand in hand.
There you go. Yeah, I was gonna say, being from here, no, they don't. I don't find that they go hand in hand. I think that it's lacking. Community, the relationship with the community in the college is not good. It's really not good.
What's one thing where where the university and the town kind of meet? It's just like
ALF. Kind of.
There's no like events. You know what I mean? Like everyone kind of has their schedule. Like you have like downtown and you have like restaurants, but you literally don't like. We don't have like something like a bowling alley. Like very simple things like that, where like they just never really mesh. But ALF is a great time for that. You know, which it's.
But that's like people around the country though.
True.
So it's like
true, and it's still like you still have like 2 sections of a town because like one half of Clarion is the university and one half is the people who live here.
I think it's the town that doesn't appreciate the kids. I think they just don't want them to be here. You think that's it, or is the
there's
other way
people
around?
like that, sure, but that doesn't make any sense because
I
all
think
the
there are
businesses
people
would
like
crash.
that, but everyone knows like. I mean, that's where a lot of business comes from. Is from
I think
college.
the students are pretty supportive of the town. I think they like it. So. I mean, I think.
I think it's. I don't think it's the students in the community.
Yeah.
I think it's more of an administration in the community type deal. You know.
What do you mean by that?
It's more of the higher up people. I don't know. I don't know. It's just
if it was
it's
up to
just
this,
weird.
you know,
It's
if
like
it's
it's just weird.
You think there would be more events, like bigger events here? We have a college in our town, and like I go to Franklin, and they decorate their main street beautifully. They have events in their park. We do too, but not like we don't have like people don't go to it, and I don't understand why that's the case.
I think
like why can other small towns who have
Don't even
maybe a
have a
little more,
college or
no, they
anything.
don't have a college or
Right.
you know we have a lot of active people here because we have a college here.
I think sports just needs to get at the end of that. I don't know. I'm real big on just sports.
Yeah,
It's really what can bring people together.
a lot of.
Sure.
I mean, I feel like
I-
a lot of the community doesn't really go to a lot of the sporting
No.
things unless you like have a connection with
Yeah.
that sport, or I don't know. I mean, I wish there were more events on campus also for the community.
Yeah.
That would be
Sure.
nice. You could definitely utilize that campus a lot better,
It's a two-way street,
in my
for sure.
opinion. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
We actually
I-
just talked about this.
Yeah, I just
Very
think-
much me.
it's it's just a lack of communication. No, they're not on this. Someone's not on the same page, and they don't want to be. But I feel like, younger people do.
Right.
It's just probably bad blood and older people that
I know. Okay, it
Don't
doesn't make any
make-
sense. How
make
do
it
we
nice.
have one of the most busy exits off I-80? Why is it that the case? I forget. It's like a midpoint between some. But we have a great exit, okay, and then we have a college, and then we have like the geography of this place, like the surrounding area is beautiful, and it just seems like a very prime place to be. And I think it will, like, the population will grow out here because, like, you have, like, what's it called? Something
digital nomads.
Digital
Yeah.
nomads moving out of the city.
Mhm.
Digital nomad is just the trend of people moving out of a city into a quieter place because they can do their work from home, things like that. And it's cheaper to live out here. But does seem kind of a disconnect between, like, when I was in college, I could have been 4 states away. You know what I mean?
Right.
It feels a lot different. It doesn't mesh very, very well, and I guess it's a hard thing.
I don't know.
to explain.
I'm not trying to I'm not trying to blame anyone. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like I wouldn't know who to be like
Yeah, I don't.
or what to be like. That's the problem.
Right.
And, need to fix it. I just think that whatever's going on, the relationship just needs to improve. I think it'd be overall.
Yeah.
Sure,
if
you have a
don't,
lot
like-
more people coming, like wanting to come to Clarion, and for sure.
Yeah, I sort of had to like force my relationships throughout the town.
Yeah.
Like I have a ton of them, but that's just because I just get myself involved, or I used to. Now I kind of want to stay quiet. Like when I first came here, I was just doing everything,
Mm-hmm.
and then now as you get older, you just want to be kind of left alone.
Right.
I kind of left the college scene, sort of. We'll see how the summertime goes, but lately, like I haven't really been doing anything.
Yeah.
And the bars have just been scaring me lately. I don't know.
They're scary. They're a scary place.
Well, what were your first impressions of Clarion?
Well,
We're townies.
for
so
me-
we're trying to get
We've
some
been here.
outside perspective here.
Well, I was very judgmental of it at first. I was just like, being from Baltimore,
I was gonna say
you'd call this like it's just like a white person town is what I would have called it. My slang was significantly different when I first came here, and I just sort of chose to adjust it. But I don't know. I thought I just wanted to get out of Baltimore. I was like, this is different. I like it. Fuck it, I'm staying.
Are you
I
happy with
wish-
that decision?
Huh?
Are you happy with that decision?
Oh, so happy.
Yeah.
I tried moving back
That's
to
good.
Baltimore the summer of 2019. That's when I worked with the Boxers. I just hated it so much. And I was like, no. I was like, I'm moving back to Clarion.
Yeah.
I moved back like right after mid-October. I haven't seen my family since December of 2019.
Oh wow.
I mean, COVID maybe messed it up a little bit, but I have zero intentions of going back to Baltimore anytime soon.
Yeah. I feel
It
yeah.
hasn't
I'm
crossed my mind.
like growing up, especially when I started taking pictures. I'm like, oh, I want to take pictures like how these great photographers are taking pictures.
Pictures in New York City.
And I want to live in New York City, and I want to take pictures that are this good. and like I don't know. It no longer. I completely grew out of that, and I want to just visit places for like, if I can visit somewhere for a few weeks, that's great.
Yeah.
In another life, like I would have loved to have been a New Yorker, but given my circumstance, I've kind of grown out of that. Like, oh, I should be this. I just need to like I would just be like starting over, you know, because that's completely different. And I know this place. I know the lifestyle here. And it makes sense that I explore that. So, yeah, like growing out of that is kind of like, cause like I'm like, oh man, like it's so like adrenaline rush kind of feeling. But yeah, as I graduated college, especially, I was like, no, I don't really. Why do I want to be out here? You know, why would I want to spend more money to live somewhere? Or my garbage. It's a struggle financially. My garbage is outside my door. You know what I mean?
And like you still didn't even know what you want to do.
And precisely.
I want to do some traveling. That's my idea behind working with artists. They travel if they do end up succeeding. And they end up traveling. That's what I want to do. I want to travel, work with them, but then I want to come back. I don't like the whole personal photographer idea. I kind of did it and I hated it. You know how people have like those personal photographers? Hated it. I felt like paparazzi. But I want to go to like maybe like a big concert and produce the video for the concert or something like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
For Ed.
I actually did that very
I would do it for Ed.
That'd be crazy. His concerts are actually
I'd go and do it for free.
So his concerts are so big. It's insane.
They're sold out. He sold out the MGM Grand 3 times in 30 minutes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, look at you.
He's the freaking goat.
Hey, look.
I know it's not really hung up right. I just want to hang him up here. Eventually, I'll get this wall going. This was already like that when I got it. But I was like, I don't give a shit.
Are you going to put Bobby Shmurda right beside Ed?
If he comes up with a good album, I'm going to get it.
I think that would be an incredible
You
thing to put
need
in the background
to get
of your
Bobby
podcast.
Shmurda's hat and hang it on the
Oh,
wall.
yeah. Ed Sheeran's actually friends with like Gucci Mane and Young Thug and Meek Mills, and somehow he got 50 Cent and Eminem to be on the pop song with him. It's just amazing. Eminem and 50 Cent made a song with him. They're all 3 of them.
Wow.
It's amazing what he's done.
You're proud of him.
Yeah. So, he's just so raw. I like the rawness of music.
Hey, he can make a hit.
Nobody wants to put out raw shit anymore. People just want to produce stuff and then put it on Apple Music, and then that's it. That's the end of it. But people want to see you raw. I think like those.
Well, he plays his music too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's like, very involved. Like I'm not a listener of it.
Yeah.
But like, saying Ed, like I know this guy. But like he's like I respect the fact that he plays as well. You know, like he has like there was like a learning curve for him.
He's got the rawness to him. Like he's a millionaire, but he'll like set down the phone, sing, and then post it. Like he could have his whole production if he wanted to, but he doesn't.
He's having fun.
That's why I'm trying to convince artists to do just like live coverage, just me recording them. No mic, like just my mic, and them just singing.
To work so well.
It's so hard to get artists to do
Shawn
that.
Mendes, didn't he do that?
Him and Justin Bieber both did it. Justin Bieber was a little young. Justin Bieber didn't really understand why he did it, but he did it. Shawn Mendes was like 16. He knew. He just loved it.
Scooter Braun was like, Justin, do this.
Yeah. It's crazy. That's what I'm trying to do with Letizia. I'm trying to get her on YouTube. There's this girl in Clarion. She's like a sophomore. She's a pretty good singer. I'm trying to get her to do live stuff. But
there's talented people if they want to show it off.
Yeah.
If they want to show it off and they're like nervous about it or something like that, it's like totally like you're never not going to be nervous. But if you can answer the question like, yeah, I want other people to hear this or see this or whatever, then you just got to do it.
Yeah. I know that's going to be better in the long run.
Yeah.
That just uncut, unpolished. Here's what it is.
Right.
It's going to be a lot better for people in the long run. It's going to be. That's what's going to last. For sure.
Authenticity.
Yeah.
Every like successful artist, like music wise, they're all authentic, I think. No matter what kind of music, they speak their truth. Where it's like some ghetto rapper, but he's speaking his truth. He's authentic, and now he's rich off of it. Right. Or if it's Ed Sheeran just rapping up, or not rapping, but he does rap actually. But he just sings about him being homeless. Basically, that's all he really does.
Right.
And the songs he wrote while he was homeless is awesome. But what do you guys have planned for your future or your near future?
We got a show coming up
Oh yeah, we have a
at
show.
the university,
We
actually.
have an art show at the
The
university.
art show.
Yeah.
I saw you guys posted that, right? Posted about it or
No,
no?
it's another one.
Yeah, this is a different one. I'm finishing up my show at Michelle's currently. We just released a book 2 months ago or so.
Loud and clear.
Yeah.
We're selling more of it.
Yeah.
We actually
We
sold
got
out,
some more of it.
which was really cool. So
Yeah.
we're gonna have a second order of that.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a show, and I don't know when that's gonna be.
It's gonna start soon-ish in the next 2 weeks.
Well, what building is
We
it?
have to
It's in the gallery in
Okay.
in the library.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice lighting and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be cool.
They're
For
gonna
sure.
be big.
Yeah, and I guess
They're
it's gonna
huge
run
pictures.
through next fall, through the fall semester,
Mhm.
something like
So
that.
hopefully a lot of people can see it.
Yeah.
With like COVID and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's a very interesting.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting show.
Are you guys making any moves over the summer? Because I know you're seniors now. What do you plan on?
We
Oh,
can
no,
do
we're
it.
graduating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now that you're graduated, what's your next move?
I just quit a job, so
I
I'm
just quit my
gonna be working. I have like 3 jobs. I had 4, but now I have 3. So I'll just have 4 again. But you know, there's business ideas. There's as you know, I'm Sheets boy. You know, whatever. Like I'll probably be there in the summer. But I want to shoot. My goal is to be. I just want to keep getting better at photography. That's like my main focus. Is I just want to really outdo myself. You know, because like
gotta outdo me first.
I gotta outdo this guy. This guy's passing me up, bro. I'm not putting in work.
That's really funny.
No.
Hey, it's fun.
No, he
It's
pushes me.
Good competition.
It is.
I would literally be
It is.
like not
Oh.
doing
I w-
anything.
yeah. Also, I see. We oh okay.
Oh, I
Here it
understand
is.
to talk about.
So there's this big thing in the photography world, you probably see it, where people talk about community. Okay. Community, we gotta support each other. I don't understand that. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if you're involved with that, but like, so a lot of people are like, we just have to support each other. Blah blah. We have to support each other, and that makes no sense to me because. Like, are you buying someone's prints? Are you hiring them? Or are you just like retweeting their stuff and making them feel good? Because if my stuff gets likes, it does. I don't like that's outdone itself. Like my first year I took pictures, it was great, and now I'm just like, well, the algorithms are never gonna be right for me. You know what I mean? Like unless I'm like famous. You know what I mean? So it's like why focus on that? And everyone's like, it's a community. You know, Instagram. We're gonna like each other's stuff, and it's like, okay, like are you getting better as a photographer? You don't get. I don't get better that way. I do not function.
It's the.
I.
Yeah. It's
He pushes me.
It's,
you know.
it's like the community over competition thing, which community is good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not bad, but I also think if you're just doing like no competition, then it's like, what's the point? Because I want to be the best.
Right.
I mean, what else am I? What like why would I'm not gonna do it and just be like, here's a picture. Like I want to be the best photographer there is. Why wouldn't I?
And along
So
the
it's
way,
like-
tell people they're doing a good job. Like whenever you're like, I'm trying to be the best photographer, but it doesn't mean you can't be like, yo, what you're doing is really cool. You know?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And like, if I'm making stuff and it's not good, like I prefer someone tell me, instead of like. So I don't know,
It's
but I
just
think
toxic. It's
yeah,
so
I mean I just think
The
like,
rhetoric-
competition is super important. I think for growth
Yeah, I think.
in just about anything.
I let people
So it's
have
like-
those conversations with me, kind of, but then I can sort of read the fakeness to people.
Yeah,
so-
Because people want to say community, they just want to say it.
Right.
just
Yeah, and I think they want to say it to appease people and
To get more.
boost themselves.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I think that too. But
And
I'm like,
maybe it's because we're lucky and we kind of have like we push each other and like people don't
Yeah.
have that. Like a lot of people.
well, I mean we were just saying there's not a lot of photographers, so
Right.
we don't
Yeah.
really have like much of a community
Right.
to begin with. So it's just like
I kind of just do my thing.
Yeah,
Whoever wants
yeah.
to work with me,
I
work
just-
with me.
don't-
Yeah, just
yeah.
exactly.
That's
it's
what I've been
just
doing
like-
lately. I've been
Yeah.
more pushing videography more than anything lately,
Mhm.
but other than that,
Just challenge. It's just all about
Yeah.
challenging yourself.
Mhm.
You know, it's just like I was telling Adrian, I'm like, I want to be so good that everyone wants to quit. And I'm like, I
That's
don't know.
That's a good word. I
don't know. It's like I'm not gonna do this. I'm not trying to do this and just be like the middle.
Right.
You know, like what? Like that's just a waste.
Yeah.
You know.
Your skills gotta get so good before you can be ahead of the curve.
Yeah. So it's just.
You know, there's this guy. I've recently become acquainted with his work. Ansel Adams. Dude was taking pictures in the 30s and 40s where like, you're like, oh, I thought that was shot like 2 weeks ago. And it's like crazy to see like the style, and mainly in his compositions. And he shot black and white, obviously, because film. But being like, my goal is to be someone who's like that, you know, like not Ansel Adams like he did, but like being so good at what I can do that that will be a result. That like the next person, like 100 years from now, who's starting out, will like look at my photography book and be like, "Whoa, that's crazy. He was doing this 100 years ago." So.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks for being on here.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Sick.
We'll do it again sometime.
Sponsored by Fiji.
Sponsored by Fiji. Thank you, Fiji.
Thanks for. This was fun, actually.
Yeah.
This is a lot of fun.